First at 5:30 tonight, developing news on the small earthquake that rattled parts of southeastern Massachusetts. We first told you about this as breaking news on Eyewitness News at noon.
The quake struck just before noon, 7 miles north-northwest of New Bedford, seen right here on the Pinpoint News Tracker. And tonight, we're learning more about just how strong it was.
And we're also hearing from those who felt it. Meteorologist Pete Mangione is in New Bedford now with the developing details.
It was a weak earthquake in New Bedford today, but it was still strong enough to rattle some of these dishes. Sandra Marshall and her husband were enjoying a quiet morning inside their New Bedford home.
And all of a sudden there was this large sound and rumble, and I could feel the house shaking.
What she heard was an earthquake with an epicenter about 7 miles to her north. It had a magnitude of 1.9, which is considered weak, but certainly strong enough to get her attention.
I immediately thought our furnace had exploded because I felt like it was directly underneath me, or a manhole cover.
Her husband went outside to investigate and spoke to a neighbor that felt the shaking as well. At that point, they figured it must have been an earthquake. Marshall has lived in this home for 45 years and has felt quakes in the past.
2 or 3 occasions where we've had windows broken. They're the old lead glass.
I spoke on the phone to Dr. John Ebel, an earthquake expert at Boston College's Weston Observatory. He points out that while there are faults in this area, the earthquake was too small for him to determine if those faults contributed to the earthquake. He says it could have been triggered by small cracks in rocks beneath the surface, or brand new cracks forming. Marshall says that in comparison to some of the earthquakes she's experienced before, this one was actually one of the weaker ones. I'm meteorologist Pete Mangione, Eyewitness News.